Lance by Chance. The untold story of him wrestling as a Von Erich. LanceByChance.com.
Fans, welcome back for another week of Working Fans Wednesday. I'm producer Joe. I will be joined shortly by AJ Strangebrew and the man they call Dave to talk Knockout Wrestling Episode 10, as well as tonight's AEW, MLW, and NXT cards. And don't forget, our live 531 this week is on the best promo guys in the game. Now, as if you didn't already know, you can find us on our social medias. On Twitter and on Twitch, we are at Fans Working. Our Facebook page is the Working Fans Podcast Facebook page. Our email, workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. That Instagram, go check it out, workingfanswrestling_pod. Our YouTube is youtube.com/c/workingfanswrestlingpodcast. Our website, workingfanspodcast.com. Our Patreon is patreon.com/workingfanspodcast. Our comedy podcast releases every Tuesday, while our wrestling podcast releases every Thursday. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any of the major podcast providers. So go out, listen to us, but be sure to like, rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, we are brought to you by 482 Designs, FOUR82 Designs @gmail.com. They screen printed some beautiful shirts, stickers for us. Go email Kevin over there and he'll get you set up. We are also brought to you by WrestleTopia. JD Sloan, big friend of the show. He's been on before. That's WrestleTopia on Facebook, at WrestleTopia on Twitter. Now, you saw the commercial at the top of the show. Vinnie Berry wrote a book with Lance Vaughn called Lance by Chance. It's all the story of how Kevin Vaughn went on to become Lance Von Erich and then the amazing life he led after the wrestling business. This guy is a globe-trotting entrepreneur. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll love this book. If you're not a wrestling fan, I would say you would like this book just as much. And last but not least, we are brought to you by The Buzz. They're our podcast home, family. We've been with them for a while, and they have a bunch of great shows. Now, I'm going to play a couple quick videos so you know where to find them and when to find them. So real quick, here's the where.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar, told you that I'd go far. Check me out now.
Now that you know where to find them, here's when to find all the audio podcasts we offer. Now that we've covered the audio-only shows we have, let's go to our live show schedule. And then after this, we'll have the guys on, and we'll start our live 531 on the best promo guys in the game. Guys,
Oh!
get Lizzie. The boys are back in town. And AJ is busy hiding from his wife. So we got to get to this live 531 on best promo, guys. AJ, what do you got?
I'm actually on break from working the suicide hotline for the watchers of marital nonsense. It's fine. However, don't
You guys
forget,
had me on hold, but I hung up.
Guys, don't forget tonight, episode 10, Knockout TV. We're gonna see the boys, a man called Dave, and we're gonna see producer Joe call the best action in independent wrestling directly from Florida, baby. Woo!
I like Joe's trying to get you to get that list out, and AJ's like, "You're not letting me not get my shit in. First, I got to tell my joke, then I'm gonna promote."
Now, hey, forget about that. Let's get to Knockout Wrestling real quick because we got to cover this card. Eliza Hayes and Persia versus Raven Marie and Yade versus the Go Hard Life twins. Triple threat tag team match, ladies division, out of hand.
Yeah,
and then we got a Lake County Championship match. Mr. C, Ice Dragon, the King of Extreme, Billy McLeod, Knockout Wrestling. If you guys aren't watching it, you're fucking up. Like AJ said, best wrestling coming out of Florida.
It's good shit. Watch it.
Guys, and by the way, on seriousness, I am Uber driving, so I will be picking up Josh DeBoard to go check out wrestling tonight with Whiskey
and pick
Cinema.
up Randy Osgood, the phenomenal giving you a prize, son.
Randy's already in the back. So best promos, not including myself.
I was about to say, you got to be number one on your own list, right?
Absolutely. Number 2 on my list is VHS from Knockout TV. If you want to check out an up-and-coming superstar who's cutting the best promos in independent wrestling, VHS is killing it every week on Knockout TV.
Join me one of his Grove Mingos. Check out his Vaporwave tapes. Sorry, AJ, got to get all his plugs in.
Absolutely. But we got Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes has got to be one of the best promos of all time. The man just telling how it was, talking to the common man. We got Ric Flair talking to anybody but the common man. He's going to be next on my list because Ric Flair just brought him in by the millions. People love to listen to the Nature Boy, even to this day. Next up on my list, one of the greats of all time, Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham has been the man who so many people have tried to steal their material from Hulk Hogan to Dusty Rhodes to every wrestler you can imagine has stolen a line somewhere from Superstar Billy Graham. Not to be confused with the evangelical minister. However, we also
I have sinned. Sorry,
Rowdy Piper. If you want to see a great interview, the Hot Rod Rowdy Piper could draw you in with the best of them with an interview. And then my final one, simple, easy, to the point. This guy, every time he brought it, you could feel his pain. Mick Foley, absolutely tremendous interview with the way that he got you to feel his pain. Speaking of feeling the pain, what do you got, man called Dave?
Well, I got some similar names because me and you are going to agree on some of these. I got, the Nature Boy, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a bitch. Kissed all the girls and made them cry. Something Joe knows about, my man. All right, I got Dusty Rhodes getting funky like a monkey, if you will.
The problem is Dave didn't mean kissing the girls. He meant just the crying part.
Somebody's crying.
Hey, we've done both. Don't worry about it.
We got my man, Double A, Ian Anderson, the Enforcer. Best promo of all time. Still one of the top promos today. I also got The Rock, the People's Champion, Mr. Electrifying, Mr. Know Your Role, Mr. Shut Your Mouth. All right?
Mr. Sitcom on Tuesday nights.
I actually kind of want to see that. But anyway, I also got...
Did you watch it, AJ? I feel like you would have watched the Young Rock premiere.
It is on my list. I was going to actually watch it tonight after wrestling, so I'll be watching it later.
Ladies, that means it ain't happening. I'm going to bring you my list.
Wait, I got one more. Know your role. Slow it down. Take it easy, son. Slow it down. Take your time. All right. I got Terry Funk, you egg-sucking dog. Now, please continue.
Hey, before we move on, Randy brought up LA Knight.
Yeah,
it's Eli Drake, damn it. It's Eli Drake.
Eli Drake. I think we're all disappointed. Dave, where are you with the name? Because I hate it. I think AJ hates it.
I don't like it, but I will say this.
I am not getting behind La Knight.
I will say this. MSK didn't like it either, but the guys have been booked well. Great match. They killed it at TakeOver. I hope the same thing for the newly christened LA Knight guys. It is what it is. I'm gonna support him anyway. He's a hell of a promo. He's got the talent. Is it my first choice? No, absolutely not. It's stupid. It's a stupid ass name.
See him tonight?
Yeah, I do, and I think he's going to be a big part of the show. I think that this guy is going to be a guy they get behind because he's got the chops that can talk, and I think the guys in NXT like Hunter are not going to try to over micromanage him like some people, pal. And I think they're going to let him run, and I think he's going to do good.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my day job for a minute, but you're right. Vince does micromanage them a little bit, and it's got the same amount of syllables, so it should work. But my promo guys, obviously, Ric Flair. I don't think you can deny his promo ability. Even in his old age, he can bring it back at times. Dusty Rhodes, 100%.
I don't want to cut. I loved it on each of our lists. The top two were Flair and Dusty. they're going to the finals already. But go ahead. Who else we got?
We started the initial debate because this is what caused us to do the Flair Rhodes promo bit with our Sour Naro episode.
I know AJ will appreciate this. Hogan, kiss my ass.
Hogan.
Hogan.
Now I've also got Cornette. I got The Rock. And I got Stone Cold.
Okay. Now, the only other person that made two lists that I'm looking at here is The Rock. I don't want to just put The Rock right in there, though. I mean, I will. But let's just, to be fair, who else do we have that's kind of...
Wade Barrett is a good promo.
Wade Barrett's a good promo, yeah.
He is, and I think that's why he got out of the wrestling business and then quickly got back into it, just for his vocal abilities alone.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. You know what? We're gonna go with The Rock because I mean we did have two picks on that. So fuck The Rock. How dare you, son?
I think enough people have.
Enough people have fucked The Rock. Yeah,
I think The Rock's fucked enough people.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
All right, now who's the first person that we bounce from this list?
It's gonna be The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
Yeah. Now let me say this: The Rock is the most charismatic guy. But when we're talking about best wrestling promos, that guy's got more charisma than anybody ever.
Yeah.
Well, to quote the Buzz, when it comes to picking our final two, fuck The Rock.
Yeah, I look, to me, when it comes to wrestling promos, I don't know. Cena's not on there. He ain't gonna be on there.
We couldn't see him.
Yeah, Flair and Dusty are it. And if you don't know about Flair and Dusty, go back and watch some shit. That's all I gotta tell you.
Oh, wait a minute, guys. Breaking news. Yeah, breaking news. Fuck John Cena.
John Cena. You can't see him. He ain't on our podcast.
Now, where are you guys at with Damian Sandow? I think he showed us some stuff in NWA, really flexed his muscles a little more.
He's good. He's awesome.
Sandow is amazing comedic performer. He's right up there with the best comedic wrestlers.
Yeah.
However, as
a good promo.
An all-around promo makes you feel everything, all emotions.
Yes, right. Right. Great point. Yeah, The Rock is a very charismatic guy, and he's very funny, and he can turn on the intense side. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But to me, when it's coming that wide a range, when you're talking about intensity, guys that can be entertaining, and guys that most all make it feel important, make it feel big time, you're talking Flair and Dusty.
Yeah. And sorry, Randy Osgood just actually put Selena De La Renta on there. And I'll be honest with you, she does cut a good promo, but all the emotions are down here.
She is young also, so she has time to develop that.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely got huge potential, huge upside on that one. But, all right, guys, I mean, I think we've been down this road before, and I think 2 out of the 3 of us have often agreed it's got to be that Bull of the Woods, baby.
No, it's Ric Flair.
I might be changing a prior opinion, but tonight I got to go with Ric Flair.
Oh, listen to you. I knew you'd do that just to be a pain in the ass. So here's how it's going to go down. You want to be
Dave's
different?
making an executive decision. This is
Yeah.
like pulling those scales off the shelf.
Yes, baby. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, but you're both wrong.
Okay, we'll just do this. Just to be fair, who did we hear a great promo from last? I've heard Rick do great promos recently. When's the last time you heard anything?
You have
from
not heard
Dusty?
Rick do a good promo
I
recently.
was going to say, Rick is still knocking girls up.
When's the last? When's the last
you gonna
time?
say?
When's the last time Dusty's done anything? What? 2015?
Jesus.
I don't know. Actually, when was that stuff he did with Goldust came back and Cody? What year was
Yeah,
that?
he died in
2015?
he died in 2015. So I assume it's before that.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't. Yeah. It
I
wasn't,
remember that.
yeah. That was some good shit. But yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I mean, Flair's last good stuff was. Did he cut good promos? He had that stuff with Jay Lethal. It was fine.
Yeah.
You know what? We don't want to bury. We don't want to
Hey,
talk about this
Guys,
stuff.
let's leave it as a stalemate because I don't think we're ever really going to agree.
All I'm saying is you can't lose with either one of them.
Mhm.
That, and I'm saying maybe it's time, Dave, you just do the job like Nick Swift.
I ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, he should be.
Dusty is the reason we have Cody Rhodes. I think Josh DeBoer definitely has these buzz
He's
comments.
hijacked it. There's no doubt. Hey, listen. Listen, Dusty, Cody, Goldust, they're all cut good ass promos. The Rhodes family knows how to get over. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments, but let's move on to tonight's cards.
All right, guys. Wait a minute. I've got
Breaking news.
Breaking
No.
news.
Well, it is breaking news. Unfortunately, I'm here for the 531. I do have to get back to work. If I don't,
What? I got one thing to say. I know where you're going. To the moon.
you're damn right. Somebody's got to pick up Josh DeBoer. He's been drinking all night. If I don't get this Uber over to him, it's going to be lights out.
He's sad, but I don't think this feeling will ever end. You got to get him. But AJ, we will talk to you next week. Thanks for cutting out some time for us, brother.
You guys, thank you guys.
Hey, much respect.
All right, fuck
All
him.
right.
Let's get down to business.
Chopper. Anyway.
Tonight, we got Filthy Island, MLW. What are you most excited for on this card, Dave? Because it's going to be supposedly from a couple different locations. They're also talking about trying to build it up like a fighter fest.
Yeah.
Like Tom Lawler's not living up to the promises that he had. What match have you?
I think King Mo versus Loki is the one I'm looking at. I like the fact that, Loki is a badass, and we got King Mo, who was a badass in MMA, holding titles in multiple organizations like Strikeforce. But I would say that, and I don't know how the match is going to be, but I'm kind of happy to see Rocky Romero in MLW tonight, too, against Gringo Loco. So just Rocky being on.
That's going to be a good match. And the low-key King Mo fight, this is big because they've been building it up during their downtime. King Mo has been pushing that low-key needs to see a concussion specialist. He shouldn't even be let in the fight because he's just that messed up. And I think it's going to be match of the night. They've really been building it up, and you know what I am for that long-term storytelling.
And one more, Mil Mortes versus Savio Vega. If they let these guys go, that could be a great Caribbean WWC style brawl.
That is an Azteca jungle fight. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's going to be something.
Sign me up.
We've also got TJP being interviewed by Alicia Tau. Yep. I'm sure the Von Erichs are going to be there.
Yeah, he roughed up his partner last week, TJ. He kind of looks like he might be doing a heel turn in MLW.
Oh, no.
TJP is all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch. He might be a heel here, but he's a face at Impact, and he has the X Division title, and he's on New Japan Strong. So look around, you find TJP.
Is there a man that was more criminally underutilized in the WWE than TJP?
Started off fine if you go back and watch the Cruiserweight Classics, but it's coming up, baby. I'll be a big star, don't you worry.
Jason, believe me, he ain't moving up without me, brother.
I'm not carrying this
like
kid.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. But yeah, I think after that Cruiserweight Classic though, when they didn't have the Cruiserweight stay on NXT and they decided to move it up to Monday Night Raw and Vince became more of that, it was doomed, man. It was doomed. I want to get to NXT next. I don't know where you have it right now, only because we didn't have a lot to go off.
Brother,
I just, we didn't have a lot to go off tonight. I am interested in NXT, but it's more like I'm hoping we'll see some guys show up, like LA Knight, like Walter. I know that, Imperium's been teased coming at some point. I'm curious to see where the era was going. It was a hot takeover. But as far as what they got announced, we saw Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice and Indy Hartwell. And the one match out of that I'm looking for a little more, because basically I love this guy. I'm a huge fan. Killer Cross, Karrion Cross versus Santos Escobar. Man, Cross is a badass. Sorry, Escobar. he's good, but you're getting taken down, son. That's how it rolls.
I think of a lot of the interest in this show is coming out of that takeover. It was such an unbelievable show. Like, takeovers are never bad, but I think the finish they had on it was so hot that you could go in a number of directions.
I'm going to throw one more thing at you, too. This was the best takeover in the COVID era.
I'll give you that, because I'm thinking back to it, and none of the other ones really stand out in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rise It Up. So good. I'm very interested to see where that goes. And
I feel like that's another Josh DeBoard rumor.
You never know. We got AEW, though. Let's finish strong.
Let's click over there. AEW, I'd say another big night. Young Bucks versus Proud and Powerful for those tag championships.
Should be a good match. Yeah, not really sure. And again,
it's 100% DeBoard.
That's definitely Josh. Yeah. The ranking system, the only thing that's a little weird about this match is Jericho and MJF won that inner circle thing a while back to get the shot at the title, and they were number one contenders. And then for some reason we had a battle royal. Okay, fine. MJF and Jericho won that too, and now Ortiz and Santana are going to title.
Maybe it's to set up like the pay-per-view match, and this is just a stepping stone.
I don't know why it's being set. It's just, I had to point out Alex Logic, but however, it's going to be a hell of a match. If you've ever seen these guys compete at any level, they're going to tear down the house. So
now it's one of the lesser missteps that AEW's made. Like, for the most part, their booking's been decent.
There's little things like this. It's just once in a while, like Janela, and it's like I think once in a while they'll sacrifice some of that just to put on a hell of a match. And hey, there's a lot worse things that could be done.
Yeah, there's still a young company, so if we're
100%.
gonna severely analyze,
they're trying different things, and they're trying to do things not the way it's been done, and I got no problem with that. So
100%. Now, I brought up to you Matt and Mike Sydal versus FTR. I didn't know Matt Sydal had a brother.
Neither did I. I'm really curious to see this match. If he's anything like Matt, it should be a banger. I got to believe FTR is going over. They're one of the greatest tag teams in the world. Actually, I think FTR, I'll just say right here, is the best tag team in the world today. Any promotion. Love FTR. I love what they do. I'm really curious to see how Mike Sydal performs. I hope he's like Matt.
Yeah, now, we talked about it earlier. We brought up Serena D. Brijo. Who do you see in that? I mean, did you watch any of the Japan matches from the weekend? How'd you like those?
It was good. They called it a socially distanced crowd. I wasn't sure if they pumped in crowd.
There was no crowd. That thing was an empty
very socially distanced
garage match.
Yeah. Excalibur said that at one point, though. He said, this very socially distanced crowd, you can hear them chanting something. I'm like, Excalibur, I don't believe you right now, son.
That's the cameraman yelling at the wall trying to get some sound.
Yeah. You'll have to forgive me. I'm just getting used to some of the names, but I did watch it.
I'm dying to hear you pronounce them.
I don't remember all the names. There's that one girl who
how's it feel?
The cutest. I don't know if she's called the cutest girl in the world, the cutest one, but she's the one that's
Yuka Sakazaki, right?
Nope.
The girl that smiled a lot.
Starts with an M, and she's the one that tweeted out, "I'm back." Or welcome AEW motherfuckers, or something like that on Twitter.
Oh yeah, and she was given the finger too, right?
Yeah. She's adorable.
That was the first match of the night. I can't remember who it was, but that was a killer match.
Starts with an M. Yeah, great. I like her. Yeah. And Alja Kong. I'm always a fan of Alja Kong from way back in the day. So super cool to see her still going. Tonight, I'm gonna say they're gonna give Rio the nod. But I really like Serena just because I think she's such a great, fundamentally sound wrestler, and she's the NWA Women's Champion. But my money will go on Rio. And Rio's great, too, by the way.
Randy Oscar, Cody Rhodes.
Pick a winner, baby.
Now, we also got Adam Page and Matt Hardy versus and Private Party versus Hybrid 2 Chaos Project.
Yeah.
Going to be a big tag match.
Yeah. You know what's interesting in that is if you go off last week, and some people missed it, it was kind of funny, is Matt basically got Hangman drinking at a bar and then tried to get him to sign a contract. And then as Matt turned to the camera, Hangman switched the contract and he signed a different contract, and Matt signed it as well, if you didn't know. So I'm curious to see what the storyline. I think it's going to lead to Matt signed a match with Hangman.
This is the same thing he did with Jeff back in WWE, right? Got him at his lowest point. That is a joke. Don't think about it.
Okay. Oh, okay. They would do a storyline like that. So.
Yeah, 100%. Now, out of all the events,
you forgot one more.
What's that?
Eddie Kingston, the Bushman Blade.
Right. I have that on my list.
Yeah, versus Archer, Ray Phoenix, and Jon Moxley. That's a sick match, actually. I got to put my money on Mox, Archer, and Phoenix, just because, nothing against the other guys, but I think Mox is just the man there, and they've been trying to really position Phoenix better lately, Archer as well. So I think they'll go over. I think that'll be a wild-ass brawl. And I know we're talking about AEW, but I know before we get this show over with, you have heard us mention in the past about Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, which you want to just bring up. It was announced Jon Moxley versus Davey Boy Smith Jr., also known as Harry Smith, set up for Bloodsport. If you haven't seen Bloodsport, it's like the best pure hybrid MMA style pro wrestling there is.
No ropes, MMA. It's probably the closest to a work shoot you can get.
And who are some underrated AEW guys? Good question.
That is actually a good question. Like, before we get to that, let's highlight Bloodsport. It's previously been on the Fight app. Go through our page. We've shared a link for it. You got to buy it through a website. Bloodsport 4 was last weekend. 5 is this weekend. It's going to be a hell of a lineup.
Yeah.
Calvin Tankman, Chris Dickinson.
Moxley versus Harry Smith. That's all I got to say. Guys, get it for that. It is well worth it, whatever you're going to spend, just to see it. It's a spectacle, and those guys are going to tear it up. I just know it. Underrated AEW guys, just to touch on that. It's hard to say because I think the guys that are on top at AEW have been just really well. I'll tell you what, a guy I just said to start the position.
I'm going to say Top Flight. They got some shine, but they've largely been unseen. And I'll give it to Bear Country, too. They've gotten some dark shots.
Okay. Yeah.
They've done some major things. But it's hard with underrated because they've got so many people on the roster. Mm-hmm. And they've got like a stratified roster where you get on dark, you shine there for a while, then you make it to the main roster.
There's another guy they've been featuring on dark more, too. He had a match with Mox a couple weeks ago. I don't know his last name. It might be Katamato or something. Nick. He's got crazy hair.
Nick, Caramondo or something. He's one of the newest members of the Nightmare family.
Dude, he's pressing people like with one hand for like press slams. He's super strong. He's been teaming up with Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall on some episodes. He had a singles match this week on Dark. He's been looking good. I think he's someone to watch out for. I will say this, because I did say they're starting to position Ray Phoenix very well. But up until he got that match in Omega, I will say he was a guy they weren't featuring enough. So I love me some Ray Phoenix, and I think that guy is definitely, as far as we're talking about top guys, not guys that are just breaking in, Ray Phoenix is a guy who's already there, in my opinion, that we could push right now.
It's kind of hard to talk about coming off last year because I would say a lot of people are underrated, maybe given their usage. Mm-hmm. Pentagon and Phoenix, we didn't get a lot from them last year due to COVID restrictions.
Sure.
But, I'd put them on that level. Pac, definitely.
Pac's insane.
It's hard to say, but, Randy's always bringing the good questions. Dave, we made it another week. We ain't got a wife to hide from.
I told mine to get out.
And guys,
3 years ago. Go ahead.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. And thank you for joining us on the Working Fans Wednesday.
Wow.